case where you're dealing with someone who is using abusive language or hurtful or racist language and imagery, then it's fine to discontinue that relationship necessarily online. But I do think that if there is a way for us to come together and build a bridge to have a calm, rational discussion, to look at the real facts of the case and the real facts of race in America, then it could be a great opportunity for us as a country.
One of the things that we face at Ebony is that we want to be that voice, we want to provide a conversation, but we really want to make sure that it's a productive and a healthy conversation, because when it's people yelling and screaming at each other and there's discord, you know, I have a lot of Facebook friends who are unfriending each other over the election season, and it's pretty sad because it means that we cannot find a practical way to communicate with each other. We can't even hear each other's side. Now, there's nobody I know who's gonna communicate with you if you don't mind bigotry. That's just silly. But I mean, how have we reached this point where people are rejoicing because there's a picture of George W. Bush hugging First Lady Michelle Obama, because it's almost unheard of now because the sides are just so far apart. There's not even just the collegial, like, we're in this together as Americans. It's literally, you know, leave the country if you don't like it. And I think that's what I find most chilling. Everyone in here likely has a story of a black woman that lifted them up. And that, to me, is really what squad goals are about. We are often imitated but rarely celebrated. And it falls on us to do that for each other.
You know, I think that what black voters are looking to hear is, what are these candidates' stance on certain issues, including police brutality? I think that's the one that we've seen the most in the news cycle. They want to know how the candidates feel about Black Lives Matter, what they're going to do about disproportionate incarceration rates for African Americans. And one of the things that Bernie Sanders told our interviewer, Wendy Wilson, was that he needs to get out into the community. He needs to get the message out. He's aware that African American voters are not as familiar with him, but he is certain that he has the policies that will help with a lot of these inequities. We are looking at black excellence of all angles, and there are so many people to choose from. We essentially lock ourselves in a room, talk to people from different departments, and what we try to figure out is who's been doing well for themselves, but who's also giving back to the community. So what's their impact? So that's where the power comes in from that.
Yeah.
Got it.
Love that.
All right. Don't let the news fool you. We are not helpless, we are not hopeless, and we are not hapless. And it is not going to be easy at all, I will admit that, but we will continue to leverage what we possess and what we're celebrating tonight, and that is power. We want to talk a little bit about the no stereotypes, because that's really, you know, why we're here to talk about that, and as black women to kind of break free of what society expects from us and the way society treats us. Do you think that black women's beauty is being celebrated the way it should be? Welcome to the latest edition of our Fast Forward series, where we talk about how to colorize TV and film. Today's conversation is with a group that we like to call the reps, the lawyers, the agents, and the studio executives. Well, let me ask you this. In some cases, the audience may believe that's a chicken or egg situation, that perhaps the reason why these global audiences aren't accustomed to going toward black-led films is because they don't see them, and then we're not seeing them because people are saying that audiences won't go see black-led films. So how do you break that vicious cycle? Is there a way to break that cycle?